Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name's Valencia. And if you're new here, I apologise for the noise as well. I live very close to like a major roundabout, so I have buses going by me all the time. I was planning on filming this video in my bedroom, but it is still a mess. My wardrobe was an absolute disaster, but that's for another video, I think. So today is in theme of Valentine's Day. I kid you not, I've been playing around with makeup for an entire week, and only this morning I came up with this look. I couldn't really figure out whether I wanted to go with something bright and pink and like really vibrant and artistic, really creative, or whether I wanted to keep it a little bit more subtle and wearable. That's something that I would enjoy as well. When I look at like looks that other people have created on Instagram, it's bold and it's so creative, and I'm like, oh, that looks really nice. But then I sit there thinking, am I actually going to be able to create this? So I just wanted to keep it really simple for you guys. So I created this soft, romantic, how would I describe it? Yeah, soft, romantic smoky eye for you guys. It's something that I'd definitely feel comfortable wearing. It's not too overpowering, not too overbearing as well. And if you want to see how I got this look, then please keep on watching. Okay, so I've done a lot today. I woke up super early and I cannot tell you, I've been practicing this look, or practicing a look for Valentine's Day for the entire course of the week, and only this morning was I able to create this one. So I'm actually really glad I did, so I can create this video for you guys. So what I'd like to do in this tutorial is start from the very basics, which is moisturizing, then priming, and then putting on some foundation and taking it from there. So to start with, I'm going to use my L'Oreal moisturizer. This is the Aloe Water. This one is for normal to combination skin. I have been loving this moisturizer. It's so light on the skin, and I've been using this for quite a long time actually. This is the only one that I can wear which isn't too heavy on my skin, and it just dissolves, sort of melts within my skin and leaves it moisturized for the entire day. What I found with some of the moisturizers previously is that I've sort of worn the moisturizer, and throughout the day it starts to settle in my, not settle in my skin, but sort of, you know, just stay on the superficial layer of my skin, making it very greasy, very oily sort of. I just don't like that sort of feeling. This, it just sinks in. Your face doesn't feel too greasy or too oily. It just feels like your skin, but better. And the next I'm moving on to my eye cream, which is the Quarterly Energizing and Soothing eye cream. It's just this green little tube here. This actually lasts a very long time. I think I've had this for since before Christmas, I'd say, and I'm not even through half of it. All you need is like a little pea-sized amount and rub it in with your ring fingers, and then just press it into your under eyes. Just make sure when you're applying eye cream, you're just really light under eyes. You don't want to drag, because you can see it with mine actually, because I've got quite deep set eyes, which means this bit here is very soft, very delicate, so you don't want to stretch those under eyes too much. And what I like to do is I like to just put some of my eye cream just on the sides of my nose. I feel like that's, I don't know, I feel like that maybe that's more habit now. I used to apply it because it's a lot more hydrating for this part here, and I used to get a little bit dry around my nose, so I just like pressing that cream around my nose and a bit on my mouth as well. So I normally leave my moisturizer and eye cream to just sink into my face for maybe 30 seconds to a minute before I start wearing some foundation. I'm not going to do that now. I'm just going to go straight into my foundation, and I'm using the same foundation, which is the L'Oreal True Match. This has been my all-time favorite foundation. As you can see, the coverage is just so nice. It's really lightweight if you want to wear it with a beauty blender or any kind of makeup sponge. I prefer it with a brush just because it gives me a little bit more coverage, but it doesn't require me to, you know, apply more product on, if that makes sense. With foundation done, I'm moving on to my concealer, and still using the same one. which is my Maybelline Anti-Age Eye Eraser. I feel like with makeup, I just sort of stick to the ones that work for me, and if they work for me, I'm sort of very loyal to those brands and to those products, because I don't like having to go through the hassle of sort of looking for new makeup and collecting more makeup, and then eventually it doesn't work, and then they're just sitting there in my cupboard or in my drawers for no reason. Just a little bit of concealer, and do you know what, guys, I did quite a lot this morning. This just reminded me because I woke up at let the bus go past. So I woke up at 7 o'clock this morning, saw Barrett out the door when he left for work, and then I did quite a lot. I washed my brushes and I did some cleaning around the house. I also then went shopping. I went to Superdrug and got my eyebrows done as well. So since I'm going to Antigua next week, I thought it's only good to get my eyebrows done professionally. I didn't want to mess with them, and I think the lady's done a pretty good job. I feel like this eyebrow is a little bit higher than the left one, but it's nothing makeup can't fix. And then to set all of that in place, I'm just going to use my setting powder. This one is from Becca. I think it's a multi-purpose one or something. I can't remember, but I'll just leave it all in the description below. Should have really done this before as well, but having forgotten, I'm just going to do this now. I think since I'm priming my eyes, I'll just do my eye makeup and then come back to the rest of my face. So I am just priming my eyes with the same concealer. You can use an eye primer if you want to. I personally feel like it's a little bit too thick for me. I prefer the light wearing of the concealer. Just going to set that into my skin now. So now that, you know, my base is all done, or almost done, I can move on to the eyeshadows, which is the fun part. For my eyeshadows, I'm using the Huda Beauty Rose Gold palette, and I'm just working with simply 3 shades in this video. So all you need is a peach tone, like that one, a pink tone, and a brown tone like this one. Now find a cooler brown tone, I'd say, because this one is not too warm. You can see the difference. This one is a bit more warmer, this one's a little bit more cooler. What that will do is just make the pink still come through, whereas if you're going to use a warmer tone, those colours are just going to conflict each other, if that makes sense. What I'm going to do is I've just got a little bit of tissue paper with me so I can wipe my brushes as I go on, because there's going to be a lot of blending with this. It's quite a simple look, very easy, only 3 shades, but there's going to be a lot of blending with this. For me anyway, it might not take you as long as it's taken me. Start with the shade Demure, I think that's how you say it, which is the peach shade. I'm going to use something that's a little bit more fluffier and a little bit longer to play with, so I'm using the JH32 instead, and again just applying it to the transition area. So when you're applying this colour, obviously you want to apply most of it to the transition area, but feel free to bring that colour onto your eyelid as well. What I found was this morning, by mistake actually, was that layering those colours on actually worked really well. So pack that colour on to your transition and then drag it down to your eyelid as well. And when you have absolutely nothing on your brush, like I don't right now, as you can see, then you can sort of buff that out a little bit higher to your eyebrows as well. One thing I have noticed, guys, with deep set eyes, it's so easy to just sort of, you know, because our brow bone is so prominent, it has that drooping sort of effect on the outside, if that makes sense. So you don't want to just keep going all the way to the outer corner, because what you're likely to do is just drag that colour down in that downward motion, and then it can make your eyes just look really saggy and really droopy. So what I found is if you have your brush in this angle on both sides, then you're sort of pushing the colour upwards, and if you're going in, if you're going in those circular motions, so that would be what, anti-clockwise rather than going clockwise, then it's easier to blend that colour. But you know what, if you feel like you've made a mistake or if the colour is drooping, then all you need to do is take a little bit of makeup remover and just wipe the outer corner. And now I can remove the extra product that I have by wiping it on my tissue and then going in and blending the outer corners again. I can use this now to just buff out the transition area a little bit more. Now that's done, I'm using the shade Dollface, which is the pink shade, and just applying that to the crease now with my JH35 brush. Keep this colour really close to the crease. You do not want to take this into the transition area too much. Once you have nothing left on the brush, then you can start moving that into your transition area. But for now, you just want to keep it on your crease and on your lid. You can see how that's darkened that a little bit more. And once you have nothing on your brush, then what I like to do with this one, do you see with this, it's a little bit, if I turn it this way, it's a lot wider, but if I turn it this way, it's a lot more slimmer, if you can see that. So what you, itchy nose, what you want to do is, using the fat side, you just want to twist it slightly inwards so you don't have too much of a thick brush going into your eye. You just want to have it like at a 45 angle tilt maybe, if that's how you can describe it, and then slowly blend that into your transition area as well. So that way you're not taking too much product up there, you're just taking a little bit. And what that does, when you go to the inside of your eyelid, you're not taking, you know, a huge amount of that product to the inside. Otherwise it can look very sort of block-like, and it doesn't look like you've got a, you know, like a cat eye sort of look. And now moving on with a smaller blending brush like the JH40, you just want to pack on the brown shade on the outer corner, but in like a V. Actually, no, I'm going to pack this colour on the entire eyelid so it makes it more smoky and just softer. And then you want to blend that colour in with the pink. Just taking it up to your crease, not all the way to your transition. That's not packing on so effectively, so I'm using a flat brush. Any flat brush will do. This is the JH41, just tapping off the excess and just gradually patting that on. This is so I can avoid as much fallout as I can. So I'm moving on to my eyebrows now, and just going to fill them in with my pencil. That's Maybelline Brow Ultra Slim. The way I like to fill my brows is I like to draw the outline, then fill them in, and you finally want to set that in place. I'm using my Benefit 24-hour brow setter. This is in clear, so it looks very natural and it doesn't look like it's been sort of painted on. I like a thick brow, but I like a natural looking thick brow, and that's it. Your eyebrows won't budge. So now moving on to the lower lash line, you can, if you want to, just use the pink and the dark brown shade. So you can use the Dollface and Cocoa. But I think what I'm going to do is, this is where the experimenting starts. I said 3 shades and now I'm moving on to a possibly 4th shade. So I think I'm going to use this colour because it's a little bit of in between of the two, isn't it? I'm going to use this one with a pencil brush that's, for me, that's the JH39. I'm just going to smoke out my lower lash line. And then going back with the cocoa shade, the brown shade, I'm using my JH43, which is like a liner brush. I'm just going to darken the lower lash line. Now, I don't know if I want to do a full-on wing or if I want to do just like a thin line. The only reason is because I'm using these lashes, which are these ones right here. They're 3/4 in length, but as you can see, they're quite like wispy and on a thin band. I don't know if I want to wing it out or whether I should just, you know, just cover up the lash line. Maybe a thin flick, eh? So I'm back with just a really thin wing. I did it off camera because it turned off, and sorry about the noise, but I did it off camera because it turned off and I couldn't start it again. But it's just a thin little wing. If you want to see how I do my winged eyeliner, then I'll leave a link up here. It's only about a 10-minute long video. I mean, it took me only 15 minutes or so to do it, so It's a pretty quick one, but now we'll move on to mascara, and I will put my lashes on camera. Haven't done that in 4 years, but wish me luck. So my mascara has changed. I'm using the Maybelline Falsies Volumizing mascara. Moving on to lashes. This is giving me a little bit of anxiety. I have not worn eyelashes in a very long time, so let's just hope this is okay. The lashes come with a glue already, but I prefer not to use this one. I am going to use my Duo glue. You still want to sort of bend the band as much as you can. Make it as flexible as you can so it's easy to apply. Literally got it this morning, so let's give it a go. Oh, their wand's changed. I haven't used a Duo glue in so long. They used to come in like a tube, right, where you just sort of press the tube onto the band, but this is a lot easier, I guess. Oh, and no fishy smell either. Do you remember the Duo glues? They're so good, but they used to have a really horrible smell. They used to smell like fish. Guys, that was so easy to apply. It literally took me like 30 seconds. Not even. That was so easy to apply. I think we have a winner when it comes to glues and eyelashes. I can't believe I did this in less than 30 seconds. It's just amazing what lashes do, isn't it? They just lift your eyes up and just complete the look. And now I can move on to the rest of my face, which isn't much. Bronzer is still the Hoola by Benefit. And then for cheeks, I just bronze over there, just until the end of my eyebrow, you could say, because I don't want to bring too much bronzing or too much shadow into the center of my face. I've already got a little bit of a dip when I talk, so I don't want that to be emphasized even more. And I like to push my bronzer up as well, so it just looks like my cheekbones are pushed up even more. My blusher is the L'Oreal Life's a Peach. Let me just move my hair out. It's Life's a Peach, and I'm just going to apply that to the apples of my face. Okay, and for blusher I'm using the NYX Strobe of Genius palette, and I'm going to mix these three shades, which is like a lighter pink. That, although you can't see it on camera, is like a lavender sort of colour, and then that's a little bit of a darker pink. I'm going to apply it to where I put my blusher on, but also a little bit higher as well, just so it can give me a little bit of that glow. You see how that's given it that glow, but it's also made it look a little bit more pink. So all of this looks a little bit more pink. It looks, I don't know, pink is always associated with health, isn't it? So it just makes my skin look a little bit more healthy, I guess. I'm not going to highlight the stem of my nose today because I've got a spot there, and I've been drinking so much water, trying to stay really hydrated this week because I'm going away. But I think the more I anticipate, going to Antigua, the more I get stressed unnecessarily, and then I'm breaking out in spots. Do you know what? I think I'm going to use a little bit of the shade Bubbly, which is this like a champagne-y sort of shade just there. I'm going to use that shade and just highlight only a little bit of my brow bone. I don't want to accentuate it too much. We want this to sit in but still have a little bit of a glow. And then for the inner corner, we can now move on to lipsticks. Now I wanted to give you guys a few options. So I'm starting off with a nude. This is the Beige Nude by L'Oreal. It's 630. So you can go for something quite nude like this, and just, if you want the main focus to be your eyes and not the rest of your face, then this is perfect. Now the second one I've used is very in tone with the eye makeup I have going on. This is the Colourpop Dopey, which is like a very don't know if you can see that, but it's like a very pink, dusky pink, I'd say, shade. So it looks really nice on your lips and it sits really well. It's more like a satin sort of lip. And then finally, it's Valentine's Day, so I'm going to also show you a darker lip. Now this is to glamorize the entire look if you want to go a little bit more glam for the evening. And this is London Fog by also Colourpop. It's more of a cherry colour. And this is the last one, which is a little bit more cherry. It's a bit more vibrant. It brings out the eyes as well as the lips, so there's so much focus on your face. This is quite nice for an evening as well. Now personally I prefer Dopey on my lips. I just feel like it's really nice with tone of what's going on your eyes, and it's just very pretty and pink sort of thing, and it's just you know what Valentine's Day is about for me. So didn't want it to be overbearingly pink, but this is the look I ended up with. So I hope you guys like it, and if you did, then please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, and please hit the notification bell as well. And I will see you in my next video. Bye bye.